Hey there, YouTube! It's Justin the Junkie. How the fuck are you guys doing today?
Your caps pill, you know, see, grab your blocks when you see Tupac. Call the cops when you see Tupac. Who shot me, but your pumps didn't finish. Now you're about to feel the wrath of a menace, nigga.
So today, what this video is about is I'm going to teach you how to make mud flaps for a dump truck that the paver is less likely to rip off, okay? What I found works the best is conveyor belt, okay? The mud flaps you get at the store, they're just a little too flimsy, and once they get caught in the rollers, it's fucking over. So what I do is I buy 30 feet of conveyor belt at a time, and that'll get me like 10 to 12 mud flaps. And I have a little thing that, you know, I knock and make all the holes, and I'll show you that. The hole spacing is pretty much standard across the board. So once I show you that, you should be able to do pretty good. But so what I do is I cut my mud flaps to 34.5 inches. That seems to work the best, where they don't get caught in the roller and we're not getting pulled over for having too short of mud flaps. But you know, really it's just I'll show you the couple tools that you need and really what you do just to make mud flaps. It's pretty mind-numbing, boring work, but you have to have them around the shop. 30 feet, and I put all new ones on the new trucks when they came in and all that stuff. So I'll show you what I'm doing here. So what I do is we got our mud flap material. Now you're going to need a utility knife. Now the key is you have to have a really sharp knife. I use the heaviest conveyor belt that I can absolutely get. So then you just follow this straight line as straight as you can. Then you have to lift up and cut through the cordage, if you will. We fucked that one up. This cordage in here, you know, the cords in the conveyor belt is quite tough. So you just do that a whole bunch of times. It gets easier once you have once you get less conveyor belt on there. You just go to 34.5 inches, make you a mark, you know, kind of line that up across there, score, and cut again. See what I'm saying? It's kind of boring. It takes a little bit of time to make these mud flaps, but you'd rather be prepared and have all the mud flaps ready, so if your guys rip them off, you could say, hey, there's mud flap material there, go ahead and put it on. So we got 4 out of this one already. So that's one set of trucks, or 2 sets of trucks. You know, I like to keep a little bit on there. Depending on your driver is how long your mud flaps will last, to be honest with you. I've had the mud flaps that are on my truck have been on there since the beginning of the year. I have not ripped them off. They're looking pretty shatty. Usually what I do is this conveyor belt will get hot and it'll curl a little bit, but if you did a lot of dirt work, you put one conveyor belt mud flap on your truck, you're good for, you know, you would be good for 10 years. You know, just the paving is what fucks them up, because they get caught in that roller, if you get what I'm saying. So you pretty much got that part. I'm going to get all these cut. Then we'll move out somewhere else and I'll show you how to poke the holes in them. That takes a little bit of time. Hopefully we have enough mud flap material to make 10 or 12 of these, and then I'll order some more after that. But let me get all these cut and then we'll come back. So what you want to do is you want to come across, now most mud flaps are 24 inches wide here. Okay, you need a mark at 22 and a half, 15 and a half, 8 and a half, 1 and a half. Okay, that's what you want to get. Next thing you want to get you is a block of wood. All right, and like a leather punch is what you want to use. All right, then you just kind of eye it up, beat it down. Sometimes these things get stuck because you get so much material in here it can't self-clean. See how it gets in there like that, and then you have to come back in here. Alrighty, now the bolts that you use are 3/8, but I recommend a 1/2 inch hole punch. Alrighty, there's one mud flap down. As you can see, I've made a lot of these mud flaps. So again, 22 and a half, 15 and a half, 8 and a half, 1 and a half. All right, I also recommend the release agent on these mud flaps doesn't like to take a mark. So you just pound these down. Alrighty, well, as you can see, that's really all you got to do. Now, this mud flap material, I get 10 of them in a 30-foot roll, okay, and there's a little bit extra. This stuff cost me 600 bucks. It's $20 a foot. So basically, I got about, what is that? So 10 of them. 60 bucks in each one, you know. They last all year, unless they get caught in the paver or anything like that. But that's pretty much how you make mud flaps. I thought I'd share it with you guys, just talking about the dump truck stuff. You know, like regular mud flaps are 10 to 15 bucks. But if you had to put one on every week, you would go, or 2 on every week, that'd be $30. It just doesn't, it's not worth it. So anyway, this is the way that I do it. Seems to work out a lot better. Definitely a lot better system. You know, you let them, they're all curled up. You let them lay out for a week or two in the heat on top of each other. They flatten right out. You can put them on there either way. What's also cool about this is if the mud flap is still straight, you can flip it over and reuse it. You know, so that's how I make mud flaps, guys. Like always, check out the Patreon account. Check out Junkie Shop Time on Instagram, Facebook, all the social medias. Like always, you know, thanks for watching, and I gotta fucking go.